Hey guys, Titan Goji here. Recently, Alright Network just had a Godzilla marathon called the Kaijulai Roarth Marathon. So one time Godzilla Final Wars was on, and I started to notice some similarities between that film and Attack on Titan. So just for the heck of it, I'll compare these movies to one another. Here's Godzilla Final Wars versus Attack on Titan. Let's start with the story. In Godzilla Final Wars, Godzilla has been buried in ice in Antarctica for a good number of years thanks to the Earth Defense Force. Giant monsters have been appearing all over the world in which the EDF combat them, and all of a sudden, the monsters are stopped by an alien race named the GODZILLANs, who wish to live in peace with the people of Earth. But of course it turns out they're evil, they plan to destroy the Earth with an asteroid which is actually a giant monster, and they unleash all the monsters all over the world again. So now Earth is doomed. The movie remembered that it's a Godzilla movie, so the Earth Defense Force must bring back Godzilla from his frozen state to save the world. It's basically destroy all monsters, but even more over the top. In Attack on Titan, the remains of mankind have lived in a walled civilization for over a century thanks to the appearance of the giant man-eating titans. One day, an even bigger man-eating titan destroys the outer wall and lets titans loose throughout the interior. After everyone, and yes, I mean everyone, died in his hometown, Eren Yeager must avenge the lives lost by joining the Survey Corps, who are sent on a mission to restore the outer wall and save mankind while combating the Titans. But eventually, it turns out that Eren is also a Titan and must use his powers for the benefit of mankind. I should also mention that one of the plot twists was that the government was responsible for the Titans appearing. Both of these stories are good, but in Final Wars you kind of forget that it's a Godzilla film because there's just so much going on all at once. I'm going to have to give the point to Attack on Titan because of the way it utilizes the bleak dystopian setting and implements it to the story. Point goes to Attack on Titan. Both films star an organization whose purpose is to combat the giant monsters for the fate of mankind. In Final Wars, you have Shinichi Ozaki, a half-human, half-monster soldier, played by Masahiro Matsuoka. In Attack on Titan, you have Eren Yeager, a half-human, half-monster soldier, played by Haruma Miro. This is a little awkward. Final Wars has a biologist named Miyuki Otanashi, played by Rei Kikukawa. Attack on Titan has the Titan-slaying Mikasa Ackerman, played by the Japanese-American model Kiko Mizuhara. Pretty much all I have to say is that Mikasa isn't as cool as Miyuki. The same can be said for the badasses. Final Wars has the badass Gatango Captain Douglas Gordon, played by the badass Don FRYE. Attack on Titan has the Survey Corps Captain Shikishima, played by the outstanding Hiroki Hasegawa. Hiroki Hasegawa is definitely the best actor in the film. The way he portrays Shikishima is just so good, but Captain Gordon is just so badass that you just can't even top him. He's the captain of a flying drill, he carries a samurai sword, and he has a way with women. Point goes to Final Wars, because of Don MOTHERFRIGGIN FRYE. Should I also mention that these films both have Jun Kunimura? Not really gonna go much into the action since Final Wars basically wins that category, mostly because Attack on Titan deals more with the horror genre with elements of action, despite the second film having more action than the first, but I like to view the Attack on Titan films as a whole. Anyway, this was a tough decision. Although both movies have great tokusatsu effects, but there are moments with CGI that just don't look all that appealing. Not to mention, both films have people flying around and fighting giant monsters, and that alone is hard to compare. I'd probably give the point to Attack on Titan due to the use of CGI enhancement with the tokusatsu effects, but Final Wars, it's a tie. That's all I'm gonna say for this. Final Wars does have a good score, but 2 words. Shiro Sagisu. Point goes to Attack on Titan. Now, this was a really tough one. While Final Wars revives some of the classic Godzilla monsters and does a great job at it, Attack on Titan makes its monsters completely fresh and are done so well. The Colossal, Armored, and Attack Titans are just absolutely amazing, but as for the normal Titans, despite being really cool and done just so perfectly well, there's kind of a lack of variety in them. So I'll have to give this point to Final Wars for its great use and interpretation of classic Godzilla monsters while throwing in some new ones. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Both films are just absolutely mindless and bonkers, so no contest. There you have it, just pick whatever you think is better.
What do we call animals who live out their days behind fences, forever afraid of wolves? Cattle.